Appreciate it. Since you brought it up, homeless. We'll start with some Elden Ring. I got 3 batches of articles for y'all. We'll start off with some Elden Ring. And first things first, Shadow the Erd Tree has gone live. It's breaking records. Last time I checked, there were like 600,000. Let's see, 600K Elden Ring. I saw an article. I should have saved that one. Let's see. Players. Player count. Yeah, there we go. This article's outdated though. At the launch, it had 600,000. Why am I even looking at the article? Let's look at SteamDB. Although it's the middle of the day, people are probably at work. Let me see. Yeah, there's still almost 500,000 people playing. Launch day was 600,000. The game's going crazy. The game is going crazy right now. Everybody and their mama's on it. Even Aki. Although he wants to play the squid. But a bunch of other news has came out since Shadow the Erd Tree launched. And one of the big stories is the one Homeless was talking about. She's like, I hope you saved it. Before you had even tagged me in it, you know I had the article. I had this joint saved already. So for those of you unaware, for those of you who like to participate in fraud watch, for people who like to participate in trophy watching, achievement watching, because remember, 60% of gamers don't play new games. Most play games that are 6 years or older, games such as Fortnite and Roblox. But all these niggas love to be in the comment section of every YouTube video, every Twitch stream, trying to tell people how to play the game that they didn't play. We're pulling your trophies up now. 62% of people did not beat Mog. You need to beat Mog in order to get to the DLC in Elden Ring. So now a lot of people are running like Sonic the Hedgehog, trying to get their builds right so they can beat the boss they should have beat 2, not 1, 2 years ago. It's even worse on Xbox. It was like 17%. 17%. You Xbox niggas is frauds. Ever since Gears and Halo fell off, Xbox niggas don't know what the fuck to do. Them niggas be watching Netflix on Xbox. But anyways, we've got some bad news for people who like to check their friends. If you plan on pulling up your friends' trophies who claim they beat the game, beat Shadow of Erd Tree, because reports are claiming some of the bosses in this DLC are some of the hardest bosses in From Software history. Just now, I was watching Ethos' stream. Show him some love. Twitch.tv/gaming Ethos. He's live right now. Or ! Ethos in the chat. It'll give you a link. He's live right now. I was just watching Ethos use a summon against one of the bosses. So I knew this shit must have been hard. Because even Ethos, who considers himself to be $5 tier in the GI group, has gone Mickey. So I was like, this shit must be hard for him to be that stressed out. But what sucks is, if you plan on checking those trophies and achievements, it's not going to be possible with Shadow of the Erd Tree. According to reports, Shadow of the Erd Tree has no achievements, no trophies, no Steam achievements, no Xbox, nothing. Which means you're just doing it for the story and you're doing it for the glory. So the question becomes, well, how do we keep track of our friends who claim they beat it if there's no trophies? First and foremost, I hope that they patch this. I hope there's a patch that comes later that includes achievements. And if you already beat the bosses, you should automatically get the achievements if this patch comes. I feel like this is an easy patch if people make enough uproar. But just in case they don't patch it, the idea that I did have, if you do want a fraud watch on your friend group, if they claim they beat X, Y, and Z, remember, every major boss in these games drops some type of rare item, whether it's a sword, a piece of armor, a talisman or something. They're usually dropping a rare piece of loot. So if we want to continue to fraud watch in the Shadow of the Erd Tree, if your friends claim they beat that boss that you were struggling with, tell them to show you the item that comes with it. Now, first and foremost, no, matter of fact, fuck that. Yeah, the remembrance. If you don't, no, you don't even have to show them. I mean, they don't even have to show you. First, you can trick them. Ask them, oh, you beat this boss? What item do you get after you beat them? If they can't answer the question, that's a problem. But to be fair, I probably won't remember every damn item because I'm not going to use most of that shit. So yeah, tell them hop on Discord. Tell them to screen share on console. I don't know if y'all can do that on console. Probably not. Y'all got PS4 earbuds. Yeah, they could probably Google it. So make sure they screen share and show the item. We're fraud watching because we know you niggas be cheating. We know you be lying. You know we be scheming. We want to see the screenshots. Otherwise, you didn't beat it. My shit's on stream, so you know it. I have the evidence. But it's time we start pulling niggas' cards. Niggas sat on the internet and cried Spider-Man 2 won Game of the Year when most of you didn't even play it. You played it at your friend's house. You feel the need to comment on all the other games that got nominated for Game of the Year. You didn't even play them. So that's my little rant right there. Keep a vigilant eye out there for Fraud Watch. Trophies and achievements are not in abundance for Shadow of the Erdtree. Miyazaki, shame on you. Love you, but come on, can we get a patch? We need those trophies. We need those trophies. And it's got to be a video, not a picture. Yeah, it's got to be a video. Tell your friends, send a video. Because pictures can be photoshopped easily nowadays. Especially with AI. You can now type something in AI to make it look like something else. We don't want to see a picture. We want to see a video. No, thank you. Because most of y'all are not intelligent enough to know how to manipulate a video. Let's get it. Yeah, send it. What Anthony Edwards say? What'd he say? Send a video. We don't care. Send a video. Anyways, you lied. Other Elden Ring news we got. We off the Fraud Watch. Yeah, we don't want to see pictures no more. I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I didn't touch the news. We went straight into the DLC because I kind of started my stream late. What the fuck is this? Is not my fucking, hold up, y'all. There we go. What's the name? We started the stream late, so I didn't actually bring up the article. So I wanted to bring up the proof just to touch on it real quick. When the DLC dropped yesterday, a patch dropped for Elden Ring, and it's a major patch because it actually changes a bunch of things. It tweaks and balances things. But one of the most interesting things about this patch is you can now summon your horse in the final boss fight, the Elden Beast, which was a notorious. It wasn't the hardest boss fight to me. Obviously, I struggle. That's the meme. I struggle with Millennia the most. But I think I spent 5 hours on Ragnadon, or whatever the fuck his name is. He was difficult. He was difficult. And I think a lot of people struggled with him. And specifically, and it wasn't even like a hard attack pattern. It was just really annoying because it was a big ass boss that took up the screen and it was like fucking with the camera and shit like that. Now, new players, and you know there's going to be a ton of new players with the hype of the DLC. There's a bundle on, for those who have not played Elden Ring, there's a bundle on sale right now on Steam, so you can get a discount if you want the game and the DLC. It's going to be a lot of new players. To those, I say welcome. But I'm letting you know right now, Fraud Watch, if you summon that horse during the fucking Elden Beast, your playthrough's Mickey. We don't want to hear it. That was part of the struggle of that boss fight. And now you're telling me they don't have to do it? We're making the game easier? Is Mickey Mouse. Because, okay, so because what made that fight so difficult is it was a patience test, really. The attack pattern wasn't that crazy on the Elden Beast. It was a patience test because anytime you would get a good combo in, he'd run to the other side of the screen and throw a bunch of projectiles at you, and you had to remain calm in the pocket. You had to remain calm. It was a test of your nerves. You mean to tell me they don't have to do that no more? That's crazy to me. So if you want to use the horse, I'm cool with that. Just understand you're not part of the conversation. We don't want to hear it. Because now you can just zip to him and start hitting him again. Mickey. They're making the game, and this is what happens. Motherfuckers want to make fun of me because of my my Dark Souls 2 review. But you know what I never did? I was not a fan of Dark Souls 2. And for a while, I did not touch From Software games until Sekiro came out. But you know the difference between me and these new niggas? I said I didn't fuck with Dark Souls 2. And I'll be honest, I still don't because there was a lot of jank in that game. But you never caught me on the internet saying they need to make the game easier. My issue with that game was the UI was trash and there was a lot of janky controls and shit. It just felt undercooked. And a lot of people say they don't like Dark Souls 2. I learned that yesterday when I was streaming it. But you never saw me on the internet trying to change the game. I was just like, if y'all like it, cool. But I always took the approach, it's not for me. These niggas is on Twitter crying, creating threads, think pieces. Remember when Sekiro came out? We need an easy mode. They made Elden Ring. They gave you an easy mode. That Kamehameha beam. The Rivers of Blood. Mimic tier. Co-op. You can rune farm. There's even a seamless co-op mod. I know it's not part of the game, but it's an easy mod to install. and you niggas still can't beat the game. I've seen streamers. We ain't gonna say no names, but I've seen streamers. They had 2 years to beat the game. They found out they had to beat Mog. They booted it back up. Now they're struggling. It's okay not to be part of the conversation. You guys keep complaining and complaining and complaining, and you're ruining the game for everybody else. So if you get on that horse in the final boss fight, Mickey, I'm making that call. I'm making that call. Mickey. If you do it, you do a Mickey playthrough, it's fine. You just can't sit at this table. You got to go sit at that table, okay? You rode the bike with the training wheels. Literally, because it's a fucking horse. You rode the bike with the training wheels. We got it out the mud over here. We don't want to hear that shit. Oh, also, they nerfed Millennia like 3 times too. I forgot about that. Nigga. Co-op. Mimic tier. Overpowered magic spells. You can now ride the horse in the final boss fight. They nerfed Radon. They nerfed Millennia. How much easier do you need to make it? This is the issue about being super inclusive with everything. Everybody doesn't need to be included. We don't want to hear that shit. Rivers of Blood. We don't want to hear that shit. That's all I got for y'all. Fraud Watch. Fraud Watch. It's so easy. It's getting spooky out here, man. It's getting fucking spooky. Some other news. Some other news I got for y'all for Elden Ring. If you do plan on playing Shadow of the Erdtree, apparently, and you got a Steam Deck, apparently it doesn't work. I'd imagine they're going to patch this eventually, but apparently it fucks with your Steam Deck. So please be aware of that. Don't try to run it on the Steam Deck. Performance has always been an issue on the PC version. I don't know why, but especially on this damn Steam Deck. So if you were to pick the game up, you wouldn't have the same experience. So is the accomplishment a fraud now? Nah, because I mean, maybe because there are people out there that were just genuinely not interested, and that's fair. We're talking about the people who started 2 years ago, and then they want to come back and try to beat it after all the patches. I'm not going to knock you on that. Maybe you just generally weren't interested, and maybe you have an interest, because people's minds change, right? Just understand. You get on that horse in the final boss fight, Mickey. You're basically driving a car to the boss fight to make it easier. I don't want to hear it. But yeah, be aware that it's not going to run well in the joint. Just saw a TikToker giving you a shout out on your reply on Twitter about that one review. Hey, tag me in that shit. Like, send me a tweet or some shit. Let me see that. Shout out to whoever that is. What's the TikToker's name? Shout out to them. I appreciate it. Yeah, you do it for the, if you're going to get on the game, do it for the glory. Do it for the glory. Because I'm not going to lie. Part of the fun of these games is overcoming the odds. You just don't get the same satisfaction just one-shotting everything, man. I mean, how do they know that wasn't a thing you could always do, though? You talking about like when they patch this stuff? That's what I said. Like, if they're new to the game, I'm not gonna knock it. Like, it is what it is. But if they do know, Red Sage, like the horse and shit, Mickey. If you are aware, Mickey. I can't knock the ignorance, but I can knock those who did. You heard about the Deshaun situation? I don't even know who that is. What are we talking about? Lowering Elden, and speaking of making the game more Mickey, according to this article from PC Gamer, lowering Elden Ring's difficulty would attract more players, but it would also break the game itself, said director Miyazaki. So he said, look, guys, I've made this game easier and 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 easier over the last 2 years. I've dropped patch on 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 patch. And you still can't beat the game. He said, if I make it any easier, it's gonna break the code. This shit is getting fucking funny to me now. Fraud Watch is in full effect. And this is why I said in that tweet, I said, we gotta stop judging art for what we want it to be and start judging it what it's intended to be. The internet has ruined everything. This nigga painted the Mona Lisa, and you're like, nah. You should have painted the default black guy from Fortnite. He didn't want to paint the default black guy from Fortnite. I don't know why I said that, but he didn't want to paint that. Let him make what he wants to make. And if you don't like it, that's okay. Nobody's mad at you. Let's read this article. This is getting interesting. Yeah, you just got to commit to it. Welcome to the stream, Mo. You just got to commit to it. That's what I had to accept myself. Here we go. Even so, Elden Ring does not have any kind of difficulty selector. It is what it is, and you either the windshield or the bug, and this is how it needs to be, according to the game director Miyazaki. He said in an interview with The Guardian that decreasing the difficulty might open up the game to more players, but it would also compromise the experience. If we really wanted the whole world to play the game, we could just crank the difficulty down more and more, Miyazaki said. But that wasn't the right approach. Had we taken that approach, I don't think the game would have done what it did, because the sense of achievement that the player gains from overcoming these hurdles is such a fundamental part of the experience. Turning down the difficulty would strip the game of that joy, which in my eyes would break the game itself. That said, From Software did ease up a little bit. Miyazaki said the studio wanted to ensure Elden Ring players didn't feel claustrophobic or overly limited in the scope of what they were able to do. Instead of that relentless, bleak world of the Dark Souls series, we wanted to have these moments of beauty. That's where a little bit of the high fantasy comes in, conceptually, he said, both in terms of the difficulty and the learning curve, as well as the world setting you could fill up there. I'm glad too. Yo, he's becoming one of my favorite developers. This is what we call stand on business. Get good. He said, I tried to meet you in the middle. I tried to meet you in the middle. Hey, what's the name of that damn Kamehameha beam? One shot energy beam, Elden Ring. There's like a clip of Mog getting one shotted. Is this it right here? Look at this shit. How much easier do you need the game to be? How much easier?
I can see it.
If you really want to be part of the conversation, go get that damn Comet Azure, whatever that shit is. This has been in the game since day one. We don't want to hear you say nigga no more. Like, goddamn, like just respect what he made. And like I said, that's always been the difference between me and some of these other people. When I said I didn't like Dark Souls 2, I swear to God, you probably never heard me talk about Dark Souls after that. I just said it wasn't for me and I stayed out the conversation. Everybody want to sit at the table. But did you cook? This is a potluck. You can sit at the table, but you need to bring some chips, some forks, some burgers, some hot dogs, a cake, something. This is a potluck. You can't come sit over here if you're not an Elden Lord, nigga. Damn. God damn, bruh. You say, yeah, we got it out the mud over here. We don't want to hear that shit, bruh. Yeah, can we get a soda, a bottle of water? Bring some ice. Ice is like $5. Bring some ice. Bring a bag of ice. Fill the joint up. Just contribute to the conversation. That's all I'm saying. And last but not least, Elden Ring news. This actually goes perfectly with the last article with Miyazaki saying, God damn, nigga, how much more easier do you want the fucking game? PC Gamer also released an opinion piece from Robin Valentine. Said, spare a thought for the 60% of us who can't join all in the shadow of Erdtree because we never beat it. Basically, the title of this article is, in defense of all of us fucking frauds. Let's see what he has to say in the defense. Yeah, we. Who is we? In the defense of all of us frauds, because I really think this is what it comes down to. Motherfuckers has been making arguments in Twitter threads talking about upset how they can't play the DLC. They want to be there to enjoy the moment. Why do you want to play the game that's harder than the base game? You couldn't beat the base game. Why do you want to be there? And now you're trying to defend this shit? Anyways. Normally, I love a big game launch. The release of Shadow Erdtree is certainly that. There's something so fun about everyone playing and talking about the game at once. A real sense of community. What did I tell you? It's FOMO. The way he started the article, FOMO. He doesn't want to be left out. But it's all a lot less enjoyable when you can't get involved. FOMO. The fear of being left out. I never beat Mog in Elden Ring. There. That's my shameful confession. But I know I'm not alone. In fact, according to the Steam achievement, nigga, we know the achievements. I played Elden Ring for an hour and I knew it wasn't me. For me, I respect it. Although I think you should have gave it a little bit of a longer chance, but I respect it. If you say it's not for me. What does FOMO stand for? The fear of being left out. I don't know the exact acronym. He said, is this an Onion article? No, this is PC Gamer. This is the premier PC gaming website. This is even crazier coming from PC Gamer because PC gamers are supposed to be the most hardcore. Master Race? Nigga, you couldn't master Mog. This is crazy. We're calling Fraud Watch on the PC niggas now. I was at peace with that when I thought I was going to be akin to previous From Software's DLCs, cool and challenging, but short and perhaps aimed more at the very, and this is even funnier because it's coming from a gaming journalist. You should have thought twice before publishing this article. You are not helping the gaming journalist argument that you niggas suck. Instead, it's a new open world so big apparently feels more like a sequel than an expansion. A sequel to Elden Ring? I want to play that. Why? You didn't beat the game. You didn't beat the game. Sure, it's my fault I never beat Mog, but he's hardly quick to find or defeat. What does that have to do with anything? You could have YouTubed it. I put probably 70 hours into Elden Ring at launch, and it doesn't seem to be anywhere. I don't seem to be anywhere near him. This man is just exposing himself. In the run up to the DLC, I resolved to go back and finish the game, but it was foolhardily a dream from the start. Making time to go back something hard is the best of times in this profession, and that was before the curse. Here we go, crying is hard. As Miyazaki said himself, was casting a blight over my last minute attempts, things started to go badly wrong. First, the right bumper on my controller began to stick. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. I swear to God, I didn't read this article before. I'm shocked. PC Gamer. What are we doing? This is embarrassing for the PC gamers. This is embarrassing. This nigga controller stopped working, so I couldn't beat it, head ass. I'm not gonna lie, that's crazy. This nigga said my controller was sticky. Did you come on it before you? This is crazy. Did you come on your controller before you started playing? We're on fraud. Hey, hold up. I gotta put my music on, bro. I should have been put this shit up. This is crazy. Where my shit at? Fucking. This is fucking crazy. I'm telling you, everybody wants a participation award. PC niggas, you're on Fraud Watch. Specifically this nigga, what's his name? Robin Valentine from PCGamer.com. Y'all niggas sit in Reddit threads on Twitter screaming about how you're the master race? This nigga said, he said, I couldn't beat Mog 2 years after the game came out because my controller broke. You work for PCGamer.com. If your controller stopped working, you have a job. I know you can go buy another one, but let's keep it a buck, nigga. You don't even need to buy it. You work for a world-renowned video game website. I know they got controllers at the office, and don't say they do because I used to work at G4. There was hella controllers at the office, hella mics, hella cameras. All I had to do is call the producer, say, send that shit, nigga. Hella mouse and keyboards. This is crazy. Let's talk about it. Let's get back to what we was talking about. Where was the part with the sticky controller? Because I literally can't believe what the fuck I just read. I'm getting heated. I forgot what oh my, where the controller part? Okay. First, the right bumper on my controller began to stick, making every press of the attack button a roll on the dice as to whether anything would happen. I figured I could push through that. How hard could it be to beat Elden Ring's bosses with a 50% success rate for the game's most vital button? Until moving the left stick started to hurt. Nigga, what? I knew this article was gonna be bad, but I didn't know it was gonna be this bad. Now your hand hurts from moving the analog? Yo, the problem there turned out to not be the controller again. He had an ingrown nail. Nigga, you knew your hands was dirty before you started playing the game. Yo, PC Gamer, y'all let this nigga publish this article? Y'all look crazy right now. Y'all look fraudulent. What the fuck am I reading? Get a manicure, nigga. An infection. He got an infection? Quickly took hold that saw it swelling up into something so disgusting, the inhabitants of the land between would probably worship. He's trying to be funny. What did Pokey say? Nigga, you're not funny. Only lame niggas say that shit. Plenty of the thumb bed rest was in order, but now that I'm finally recovered, it's too late. Did I hold it? Let me make sure I loop this. It's too late. While the rest of the team waxed lyrical about flying kicks, lightning, new weapons, as they explore this huge land, I'm left all alone with my FOMO, knowing that by the time I get to the experience for myself, the zeitgeist will have moved on and it'll all be an old hat. Oh, boo-hoo. I'm not good enough to be part of the conversation. Get good, nigga. But am I really alone? Or is anyone else in that big 60% feeling as left out as me? Let me know in the comments and see if you can drown out all the people telling me to get good. Perhaps we can all get together and commiserate or whatever and give each other tips on the base game bosses we haven't killed yet. What is the comment saying? He didn't get no comments. I'm commenting now. I'm commenting. I'm not even gonna lie. This is not even like a get good. This is actually like cringy. This nigga said I had to hang hanging from my cuticle, so I couldn't beat the boss. Okay, well, go clean your hands. My controller just got a little sticky, so I literally can't believe, and I think I literally can't believe what I just read. I'm actually happy because I'm not gonna lie. I was just looking for something to talk about. I didn't read this article beforehand. I'm literally shocked at what I read. Robin Valentine. What else you be writing about? I don't know, man. This is embarrassing. I know PlayStation and Xbox niggas was looking for something. PC niggas, I don't know, man. Robin Valentine, respectfully, just say the game's not for you. That's okay. That is okay. There's nothing wrong with saying this isn't for me. But move on. Just move on. We don't want to hear your opinion. I'm literally flabbergasted. He's a senior editor. Did it say that? Senior editor. That means he's high on the food chain. I think that means he's the #1 editor. Meaning things have to come to him first before it's actually published. This is insane. You really did not help the argument that gaming journalists suck. PCGamer.com, you're on Fraud Watch.